And there's a lot too where they don't even list the address. If you don't see an address, run away. If it's just photos and there's no address, run away.
Yeah.
It could be legit, but it's not worth the risk. Hey, welcome back to the Real Estate Podcast. This is episode 357. Today, Ariel and I are talking about how to avoid getting scammed by fraudulent lease listings. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Real Estate Podcast, your go-to source for raw, unfiltered stories and expert tips. Whether you're a buyer, seller, tenant, landlord, or realtor, join us as we dive into the world of real estate.
Hey, you got concert tickets? I don't know if you answered that.
I guess I should move the microphone. Yeah, we got 2 tickets to Josh Ross in February. So Valentine's Day is taken care of for 2026.
Ooh. Does your wife know?
Yeah, I messaged her. Yeah.
Be a nice evening out. Be in the
Yes,
city,
maybe make a night of it.
go for dinner.
Yeah, we did that with Jelly Roll this year. It was fun.
Where was that concert?
That was Scotiabank. That was a great venue.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a good venue, but Massey Hall.
Well, very different though. Massey Hall is more intimate.
Yeah. 100%.
I was at a smaller, actually we just saw Josh Ross at
Say that 10 times fast.
at the Key to Bala.
Yeah.
And that was a cool venue, except, so we paid for balcony seats there. And I mean, for those that have been there, will understand those, it's kind of hard to describe. But on the balcony, which you pay a premium for, you have the front row, which is a bunch of, consider them like picnic tables, sideways. So you're sitting either facing the show or your back is to the show and you got the stage rather, and you kind of got turned to watch it. And the seats are narrow. They're like, or shallow rather. They're like maybe 8 inches. So it's really tight and there's not much leg room. And then there's a walkway beside the tables. And then you have high seats. So 2 people to a table against the back wall.
Oh, okay.
So Alicia and I had the back row there. So we were just sitting at one of the high seat tables, the 2 of us, which was good. And then the show started and you get all these fucking drunk people walking around, standing in front of you. And we're like, dude, can you move? Like, this is a walking area, not a standing area. You can't see the show. And just run into some idiots. And then towards the end of the show, we're like, screw this, let's go downstairs. So we went downstairs where it's all standing room. It was way better. The audio quality was significantly better.
Yeah.
When Josh was talking, we couldn't understand anything he was saying where we were. We were kind of off to the
poor
side.
Acoustics and
Yeah, the acoustics are not good. But once we got downstairs, it was cooler. Upstairs was hot. Downstairs was much nicer temperature-wise. The crowd, I felt like, was better. And the audio was significantly better.
yeah.
So I think I'd still go back, but I would buy a balcony seat, but probably spend all my time downstairs.
Why did you go to Bala to see it?
Because we were already up at the cottage.
Oh, I see.
And they have...
How far is Bala from Kearney?
Just over an hour.
Not bad.
No, it was fine. But yeah, it was a fun show. I didn't thoroughly enjoy it, but now that I've been there, I think the next time around I would do it a little bit different and we'd enjoy it. So anyways, going to see him again at Massey Hall in February.
Yep.
So that would be good. We've been there once before for Sting. That was a long time ago.
I love that venue. While I fix this, you want to introduce everybody to what we're talking about today?
Yeah, so we briefly mentioned it last week as we wrapped up last week's episode, which for those of you who didn't watch or listen to it, last week we talked about iPro Realty going into business and all the drama going on there. So that's a good one to listen to. But this week, we are talking about real estate listings being scraped off of realtor.ca and being reposted, usually without permission. Sometimes legitimately by real estate agents, even though they may not be permitted to do it, but also by fraudsters. Who are just looking to scam you out of thousands of dollars. And I know I've been involved in situations where I've dealt with people that have been victims to this scam. So we'll talk about it a little bit today. But
Well, there was an article published September 3rd, 8:30 a.m. on the Globe and Mail about this specific topic. And one broker with Harvey Callis Real Estate, Andre Koutian, said that in mid-June, just days after he listed a client's home for rent on the Toronto Real Estate Board, a man named Taylor Tollefson copied the pictures, the description, and the price and created a listing under his own name on Facebook Marketplace. And it was one of dozens that this person had created.
right.
So, and then it goes on to talk about some other things that are happening. But in this case, what's happening is somehow those people are getting access to the keys. So they find out the lockbox code or know when the property is going to be vacant. Somehow they are even getting people inside the home, like key in hand, opening the door, getting in.
Well, there's a good conversation to have. Just quickly, as an aside, is that I was out showing houses to someone recently, and I got the key out of the lockbox, and then I locked the lockbox again before going into the house.
Yes.
And the guy was like, well, why'd you bother locking the lockbox again? We're coming right back out. And the reason is because if you leave the lockbox unlocked, anyone can walk up and see the code.
Yes.
And walk away and come back in an hour when no one's there, get the keys and walk in the house. Most agents don't do it. And I think there should be recourse. I think it should be mandatory that after you've removed keys, you always lock the lockbox.
Yeah. Well, that brings up a topic of, like, there are electronic systems in that are used, like in Guelph as an example. It's called SentryLock, and they have an app, so you hold up your phone and it syncs to your phone, and then nobody knows a code or has access to it, and it's time blocked as well, or you have the ability to time block. We have a few of them. MasterLock makes independent ones, so it's not on a centralized system, but it gives you similar access as the listing agent. Mm-hmm. And we actually have a policy now where after the deal firms up, that we're changing that code as well. So anybody that did have access to the old rotary style type, which are still used predominantly, at least nobody has that code now.
Yeah.
So, but what happens is codes don't change on lockboxes. Codes are very easily figured out sometimes. They're not that hard to hack if you have long enough time with them.
I watched a YouTube video on how to do it, and I did it within 5 minutes.
Yep. And certainly to your point, if the lockbox is left open, it's easy to see that the lockbox is left open because the flap is down. Yeah. Now, you physically got to go up to it and kind of look closely.
Well, you walk up, snap a picture, and walk away.
Yeah. Good point. So, people that have done this, they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
and they are targeting homes that are vacant, homes that are actively listed for sale, mm-hmm. or for lease. So when I thought about this, all of the new homes become really susceptible to this kind of stuff because the neighbors don't know each other yet. Area is still under construction, so somebody fiddling at a lockbox or whatever
wouldn't be questioned.
It wouldn't be questioned. So here you are as a consumer, you see, oh, this place is really priced nicely and it's a brand new place. Let me go see it. And you meet the person. How would you ever know that this person is the real owner or not? And if you look at it and the price is right, you know it's going to go quickly, so you want to jump on it. And of course, the fraudsters, as you put it, they have a a lease agreement ready to go, so it looks legit. And since you had the key, like you wouldn't think of it, right? Especially if you're a newer immigrant to the country and you don't know what proper process and procedure actually is.
Well, and for them, it's a hard process to get approved as a tenant in many cases. So if they meet with someone who seems to, knows how to get them excited and think, there's an opportunity here finally, they're going to get scammed out of.
I think those people with bad credit or poor job stability or, whatever, you got 3 dogs, you can't find a place because of that, or you just moved to the country and you have no credit history. All of those people are going to be the ones that are highly targeted because they don't know any better. Or they're desperate in some cases. So here you are now giving this person first and last month rent, and you'll never get it back. You're out that money. So you're talking $4,000 or $5,000 on average.
So some suggestions I would have in this case, because I've had people, prospective tenant clients that ended up going direct or whatever, and I still offered my advice. I'm like, let me know which property you're looking at. I can look and see if the person you're dealing with is actually the owner, if there's maybe something questionable, or, can provide advice on the rental rate, whatever. But if you're giving somebody first and last month's rent, it should only be, first of all, if you're giving it to a brokerage, that's different. There's some peace of mind there. If you're giving it to an individual, only do it, I'd say, at the property with the keys once you're in the door. Don't do it in advance.
Well, even at the property with the keys, to my point earlier.
But if you're in the property and you have the keys, the problem is I found, so I'll give you an example.
Keys in hand. So now you're like
at least
squatting rights.
Right. Yeah, you're in. You can move your shit in, get settled, and let the legal process deal with it.
Until the actual landlord finds out and they're like, what the fuck are you doing here?
They're not getting rid of you. At least you have somewhere to stay.
It would be tough.
Yeah, it would be very tough. But there's been situations where I knew I think it was a mother and daughter. They got scammed out of a couple months' rent at the time. It was like $2,200 a month or something like that. So $4,400. And they went to the property and there was nobody there. So they couldn't get in. It was a scam. They just gave someone 2 months' rent. And I think so when we put a listing on a real estate board, there's 2 things we can do. One is we can add it to the DDF, which allows other real estate websites to scrape the data and list it on their website, which we always permit because there's some degree of confidence there that it's being represented properly.
Yeah, it's a data distribution. So that's how, as an example, House Sigma, which is a widely used app. I think it's a great app. They are a brokerage based out of Toronto, but they are scraping the data from the MLS and those listings that allow you to advertise on your website. That's how websites like that or other realtor websites. We don't particularly do that on our end because we have our listings and we like to keep it clean. There's nothing more that I actually hate that on the consumer side, and you go into realtor.ca and search for a realtor, and it has all of the listings in the brokerage showing up as your listings.
You want to know,
I want to know how many you got listed right now.
Yeah, I agree. There is another spot though where when we add this listing to the local real estate board, we can choose whether or not other agents are allowed to contact us for the purposes of remarketing the property, listing it on their own.
Right.
We typically say no to that because there you don't have the same control.
Right.
Like if I say, yeah, sure, you can list it on your page, I don't know what they're listing. I don't know what photos they're using. I don't know what description they're using. I don't know if they're misrepresenting it by saying it's their own.
Right.
On these other websites that do it properly, they use our photos, our description, all of our details. And it says there, maybe further down the page, but it'll say, listed via such and such brokerage. And that's where a lot of the problems lie. Now, the other problem is the people that are doing it fraudulently. They're probably not even real estate agents. They're just going on finding listings and slapping them onto Marketplace.
Yep.
And that's where you have to be careful. I think if there's a lot too where they don't even list the address. If you don't see an address, run away. If it's just photos and there's no address, run away.
Yeah.
It could be legit, but it's not worth the risk.
Yeah. Some people say that they don't list the address for security purposes or whatever. Yeah, don't buy that bullshit, because if you are a landlord or a seller, you want people to know where the property is located. That's one of the most important parts.
Yeah.
So what's happening now is Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji. Robin, 2 podcasts ago, brought up a great topic in our conversation, or a great point in our conversation, is a lot of tenants don't realize, or prospective tenants don't realize, that it doesn't cost them a single cent to hire a realtor to represent them. So yes, it does cost some money to the landlord. Typically speaking, it's 1 month rent on a 1-year contract, but they budget for that. They understand that. They see the value in paying that, in having all the proper paperwork, the legal paperwork.
Well, they're still paying if you go direct to their agent anyways. It's just that agent's now getting both.
Right.
The full commission rather than splitting it with another.
No, but what I'm referring to is more so people that go on to Kijiji or Facebook thinking that they are eliminating the realtor from the process, and thus the landlord is saving money, which is why the price per month is less, right? Because if you're saving 1 month's rent and the place goes for $2,500 a month, well, that's about a $200 a month savings.
Yeah.
So instead of paying $2,500 a month, this is now listed for $23 because it's a private sale, and people are falling for that.
I don't know if people, I don't think homeowners are listing it that way. Like, I don't feel, just my own thought, I don't feel like tenants are looking at it from that perspective of a savings. I think when people are buying home, they have the misconception of how all that stuff works. But for rentals, there are a lot of rentals that are listed privately and not listed on realtor.ca. So there are a lot of sources, but the risk is that there's a lot of fraudulent listings as well. So, and not only that, but, maybe what's the landlord like, right? Like, maybe the landlord isn't working with a real estate agent because they didn't like that the real estate agent said, oh, you can't do no pet clause. Oh, you can't discriminate because of this. Maybe they're just very particular, and they're not the type of landlord you want to be dealing with.
I think back to when I started being passionate about real estate, which was in the late 80s. So I was, 8, 9, 10 years old.
You were not passionate about real estate at 8, 9, 10 years old.
Oh, I 100% was.
Wow.
Our realtor at that time.
I was passionate about video games and.
Oh, I was passionate about video games, sports cards, basketball,
Sears
hockey,
catalog,
tennis,
with the
Maple Leafs
underwear section.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, being a little boy looking through the lingerie section of the Sears catalog,
or the consumers. What was that?
Consumers Distributing.
Consumers Distributing. I love looking through their stuff.
Oh yeah, that was, if you ever had bathroom material in your life, that was it.
Oh, I don't mean it for that. They had so many cool products to look at.
Oh yeah, and then always circling what you wanted for like special holidays or no, but back in that day, our real estate agent used to deliver me old, outdated copies of the MLS book.
Okay.
Because pre-internet, everything was published on a weekly basis in a book format. So you would flip through to see all the MLS listings. So he would give me the expired ones, and I used to flip through and study them.
Oh, that's fun.
That's
actually, I used to do that in the newspaper. I would go through the real estate section. So that's
where I was going with that. Imagine back in the day where pre-internet phase and pre-smartphone phase, where most of your rental shopping was done through the classified ads in the Toronto Star, Toronto Sun, and you're meeting complete strangers. You have no clue. So if they managed in those days, if people managed to not get screwed over have your guard up these days. Don't believe everything you see. It's just like, you go on to dating sites or whatever, and people use other people's photos and it's fake or, whatever.
Or 10 years old.
Or, well, not even so much that. It's, online scammers trying to get you to whatever, buy things. There's all sorts of that happening. So real estate is no different. And go with your gut feeling, make sure things check out, do your due diligence, but it is happening at a very rapid pace, and there are people losing money everywhere because of this. So,
if a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Right.
In most cases.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's our PSA of the week.
What does that stand for?
Public service announcement.
Oh, got it.
All right.
Very appropriate.
All right. See ya.
Good chat.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode. We love to hear your story. So if you know of anyone that was a victim to a fraudulent lease listing scam, please let us know. Drop a comment and show some support if you enjoy the podcast, and subscribe.